A very good morning, afternoon and evening to you wherever you are around the world. I'm Mark White. Good to be here with you guys. We have a losers qualification round here. The winner of this will go through. The loser, unfortunately, will go home. Gerson Martinez from Peru about to break off against Mr. Estiola, Mark Estiola from the Philippines. This promises to be a great match. We're playing 10 ball, best of 3 sets, races to 4. 3 foul rule does count. Early 10s count, but not on the break. And if we're level at 3-3 in a deciding set, if it goes that far, we will have the 10 ball shootout. So another look at that break. Going from the centre, 4 ball was on its way, just got kicked out the way. 9 ball never had the legs. So we had Mark on the stream yesterday. Big talent. You can see him wearing the Pagulayan shirt. It's not actually Alex playing, of course, but they are very good friends. And Alex had a big influence on Mark's career. And expect fireworks in this one because they're both really quick players. They like to get on with it. Big talents. Yeah, just didn't get hold of that one properly, did he? Caught it a little bit thick, which took a lot of the pace out of the cue ball. I am going to be joined by Tim de Ruyter very soon. Now, don't tell anyone, but it's his birthday today. We're going to try and surprise him. I mean, I don't mean surprise him and tell him it's his birthday. I'm sure he knows himself it's his birthday. But I've, of course, prepared a little something for him. And don't worry, 2-piece cue. The rapper will not be appearing. He's hung up the mic years ago. There are lots of other games going on at the moment as well. Donnie Mills is in action, the man from Florida, the man with the tan. Chris Reinhold as well, one of our commentators here at Predator. He's in action against the great Russian Ruslan Chinnikov. Josh Roberts, very popular American player, great one-pocket player. He's in action also against Chia Chen. Decent jump, couldn't really get anywhere near the 5 ball. It's a thin cut into the side. Not sure it does go past the 6. Get your running shoes on, Gerson. Really lovely guy, this chap. Maybe just playing the safe here. Is he floating behind the 6? No. Trying to get in behind the 8 ball. Wow, a very good effort. Good weight though on the 5 as well. He'll be happy with that. Some early exchanges here. Qualifiers from the loser's side will be in a random draw against the top 16. And already waiting in that top 16, Alex Kazakis, Max Lechner, Wojtek Shevchik, Joshua Filler, of course, Alex Pagulayan, Marco Toitcha, Nokioi, Wukun Lin, Jeffrey DeLuna, Roberto Gomez, Stefan Kasper, Albin Ocean, John Mora and Dennis Grabe. Dennis had his birthday yesterday. He'll be looking to give himself a present and get into the last 16. They are the top 16 already through. There will be 16 qualifiers to make up the last 32. And then it's single elimination all the way. Final will be on Wednesday next week, 7:30 p.m. So wrong side of this seven's going to have to play with a bit of pace. That's okay. Wanted an angle anyway to get a little bit closer to the 9, to give himself every opportunity to get back down for the 10 ball. So there's a little bit of travelling to do for the cue ball here. This has landed really well, just has to be careful with the side pocket if he's going with low ball, which he is. So just come past the side pocket. Well, didn't risk it getting too close. That's exactly why he played it before. Take the scratch out of the equation. So this 10 ball to send an early message to the Filipino. Peruvian proving he's up for it. 1-0 it is. So thanks to our title sponsor Kamui, makers of those great tips of course. And Mr. Masato Hirioka was actually playing in this event, the head of Kamui. I hope you're using a Kamui tip, Masato. And our Pro Billiard series partners are the Predator Group, Yalin, Little Monster Jump Cues, Samsung TV Plus, Box Billiards from Vietnam, covering all our matches as well. Thank you to those guys in Vietnam. Hope you're enjoying your coverage over there, guys. Really are crazy over there, aren't they, in Vietnam, for Paul. Ven Billiards Corporation and Q Sports International, who of course are the organisers of this big expo taking place in the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in lovely Las Vegas. So here we go, 1 up, winner breaks. Just had word Tim de Ruyter will be joining us very soon. He's been on his exercise bike. He's a fitness fanatic now, a little bit like me. Well, that's what he says anyway. I hope he's not out celebrating too early on his birthday. You've got some work to do, Tim. He and I will be doing a junior match together as well at 6:30 following this match. May have just seen Savannah Easton going through against Eddie von der Rau. Adrian Prasad will be up against Laz Martinez in the All-American Junior Showdown. Semi-finals of that tomorrow morning, already through to the semis. Payne McBride, who beat Sophia Mass this morning. And as I just said, Savannah Easton, who got the better of Eddie von der Rau on a shootout, her second shootout in a row, and she hasn't missed a spot shot yet, Savannah Easton. Very straight shooter, very talented young lady. Just 15 years old, just last week. Decent safety. I first met Gerson at this very event back in 2022. And then met him in China at a hayball tournament. We had a little swim at the same time, Gerson and I. We didn't have a race. I think I hear Tim. So I think we can now welcome the birthday boy. Are you there, Tim? Well, I did hear him, but I don't hear him now.
Maar het is heel even fijn als je weggaat, want mijn microfoon is ook nog aan het struggelen. Sorry.
Straightforward safety. I think he's going to leave a gap through to this though.
Maar zou je Brit kunnen helpen met de fiets? Want die zit zo meteen met de poort die ze niet dicht kan doen. Oké.
Just working on a few little problems here, guys. Please bear with us. I hope Tim's not going to talk Dutch all the way through because I won't understand a word. We'll sort it out, guys, don't worry. So back to the game. Little safety battle on this 2-ball. Called the 5-ball. So he can play this with an element of safety, bank the 2-ball back down past the 4, use the 5 as a stopper and hold on the 3 just in case he does make the 2-ball. Perfect shot, beautifully played.
Wow.
It's Tim de Ruyter.
Well, that was definitely a great offensive shot. I think Mark can agree. That was definitely a great shot for the opening set. It's definitely showing Gerson that he's ready to battle.
Are you hearing me now, Tim?
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully everything is working right now. We've had some struggles my side this time, so my apologies, but I'm just happy to be here just in time to see actually a beautiful shot there from Estiola, and he's got a great chance here to level the score 1 each and to put some pressure on Gerson, because Gerson definitely is the more seasoned player in this match.
Nice run out in the opening rack for Mark Estiola, and a good chance of finishing the job here. We commentated on him yesterday, Tim. Very, very impressed with this man. He beat the concrete guy, as you call him, Mr. Winters.
I think we should stick with the concrete guy or the concrete man. I think he'll love it. But yeah, I mean, this young man has a very strong offensive game. That's what we've seen so far. So I'm not too worried about him in the open positions, like this kind of positions. I don't worry too much about him. It's more the safety play, the kicking, the defense. So if Gerson wants to scrape through to the single elimination, I would say that's where his chances are laying in this match. Besides his great run-out playing, but I'm always looking at the opportunities in a match. That's where I'm looking to win against my opponents, to look at the positive sides and hopefully succeed in those.
So 2-0 it is. Now I've already told everyone it's your birthday, Tim, and of course I've prepared something a little special for you. So are you ready for this? I've written you
might not be ready for that.
I've written you a birthday card. How's that? I can't send you one because you're too far. So I've written one and I'm going to speak it to you. It's a talking birthday card. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Happy birthday to the break guru Tim. If he isn't hitting balls, you'll find him in the gym, building up his strength, working out non-stop, and then practicing the break to get a lot of pop.
That is actually pretty sweet. I gotta say that. Mark White, he knows his rhyming. I'm quite surprised, honestly, but that was pretty sweet. I appreciate it that much. Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. So, how old are you today, Tim?
Well, I turned 29. I wish I was still 24, 25, but time flies, you know, but at least I'm having fun. And how much fun are we having in the booth right now? Because I think this could be a very close match between these two. Estiola could surprise a lot of people right here.
Couple down, Tim, I think.
He's been having he's been having that sweet pop. You see, it's not a big pop. It's like how do you say this even? It's like a regular pop on the ball. It's not like a high jump, but he's transferring so much speed on the balls that he's been making balls very often. Last time he played on the TV table, same thing. So he did not end up with a shot after the break, which can happen. So the push out is called after.
Well, he's nicknamed Godzilla, and at the moment he's breaking like God, isn't he?
Absolutely, he's been breaking. I mean, his successful break rates has been amazing in 2 matches on the TV table, guaranteed. Usually they're not so successful because we're hand wrecking the balls, but he's been killing it. I mean, you gotta give them credits when they do so. You cannot always look at the negative points. Gerson just trying to miss that one ball thick, just trying to leave cover, trying to survive one extra turn because they're on the shot clock, so he'd rather just leave distance and keep the extension than using the extension to possibly leave the same thing. Well, similar thing for Mark, but he's trying to get that one behind the 7 and the cue ball behind the 10. That's where he was pointing at. Super thin contact though.
It was almost a very good shot, wasn't it?
It was very close actually. Like, it looks like it was a soccer shot, but he was just very close. So, do you think there's big trouble coming here, Mark? Or if you look at 3, 5, 7, 8, you think there is some trouble?
I don't think so. Looks pretty good to me, Tim.
Just shooting to the side pockets, that's usually where things can get funny. You get the wrong angles, so if you get perfect to the side pocket, all good. I would say this is quite perfect to a side pocket, but in general you can get very awkward angles, and that's where you run the cue ball more and get out of shape. So he did a really good job on the first shot there.
Yeah, played it well. Could just drop this in, can't he, Tim, to land nicely on the 6 ball.
Yeah, definitely, if we are talking about players that in the last year and 2 years has been increasing their game, has been improving their game a lot, this young man here from Peru, he definitely is on top of the game right now. I expect a lot of good things from him, not only on the performing side, but also he's been very generous and he's been very polite. I've played him at Derby City Classic and he showed a lot of respect too. So, in my opinion, I find that a moment to give him the respect back. He's been very nice. He's been trying to play the game as good as he can, you know, like he's just trying to fight and grind to play his best game, and I think that's worth the compliment, at least, to say that he's been very respectable.
Yeah, he's had a run to this point, beat Sean Monkman in the first round. Josh Roberts, a good win over him in straight sets, then was pushed to the 1-loss side by Albin Ocean. 2-1 in sets, so he's been playing well, Tim. Lots of movement though from Gerson on the shots. Keep your eye on him. He does tend to jump up, and sometimes he does it a little bit too early just before he's hit the ball. So it's just something he has to watch every now and then. There's a bit of body English there as well to twist the 10 in.
It's like he does it so often that it's almost in his system. That's the thing, like I'm watching him very close, like he strikes the ball, but the whole movement is not in the same stroke. So I'm starting to doubt if it's just right after he's striking the ball. It's like he got so used to it when he was young that it's coming afterwards. So it's very interesting to see this. We have seen this on the Pro Billiard Series many years. I think he did quite well in, it might have been the Michigan Open or Wisconsin Open, where he got to like the semifinals, and he was under the nerves, under the gun. He was a little bit moving, but actually the crowd liked it because he was so, you know, it looked like he was human. You know, it was not just like he was pounding balls in. It was like he was human, but still running out, and they were loving it. He definitely has a lot of flair to his game, which is very likable, in my opinion. I do like to watch Gerson play. He makes a 6 straight in the corner, and the shape on the 1 is going to be there. If the 4... Did he get the 4 mark?
I think he's got the combo.
Certainly, I think he has a chance to make a 1-4 combination, have the 1 in the top left. Ooh, a little bit in between. Could have done with a little bit more or less. Nothing to be worried about, but we'll have to play a good angle on the 2 ball.
sure what angle he has here, if any. Maybe can run through 2 rails, not quite sure. May have to draw.
I might like to go 2 rails forward, at least get past the side. Minimum. If he came to short, he can always go into the bottom short rail, but it would be nice to keep everything short and simple. Well, this will be interesting. It looks like he's got too much angle to hold the cue ball for the 7, unless he can get to the center. But if he runs too far, so if he plays with a little bit of draw on there, he can handle it. Not all the players like this. It's just tricky. Oh, he's got a very soft touch there. Did you see that? That was super smooth.
Yeah, a little bit of a drag shot on it, wasn't it? Beautifully played. Not easy over distance to cut a ball that thin and hold the cue ball. So this is a good chance to get on the hill in this first set. Slightly the wrong side of this 8 ball, so he's going to have to draw out to the side and back, or can force it round 2 rails maybe, in and out the corner. Oh yeah, he has enough.
Yeah, wasn't too unsure about the 8. Everything would have been fine on the 9. The only thing that can happen on him is the nerves. You see a very short stroke on there, which he likes to do, but sometimes looks very nervy. But this is going to put him on the hill in the first set.
Yeah, Mark Estiola's route to this stage beat Fabian Rauer in the first round, then got sent to the 1-loss side by his very good friend Alex Pagulian, and then, as we saw yesterday on this table, beat Shane Winters in straight sets, and then earlier on today beat Tony Chohan in straight sets as well. That was his route to here. Both looking for a place in the qualifying round of 32.
Yeah, which Estiola, I believe, has been running the whole loser bracket after losing to Pagulian, right? So he's been hitting balls quite a bit for a couple matches in a row. So far, Gerson breaking the balls, closing this, or hopefully closing the set for him. The break has been funny on this table, don't you believe, Mark? A little bit softer, seems to work very well.
Yeah, I think the best breaker we've seen on here is Savannah Easton so far.
Yeah.
She regularly made one of the wing balls, you know, one of the ones just behind the head spot ball, the 1 ball. We saw on many occasions yesterday her making at least one. Full railer went in there though for Gerson, so he's got control of the table. He's going to push out here. After the break, if we do have any new 10-ball fans or rotation fans in general watching, if you don't like the shot you've left yourself after the break, you can play what's called a push out. You don't have to hit a rail, you don't have to hit any ball, you can pot any ball. But the rub is, if your opponent doesn't like what you've left him, he can give it back to you, and he's very cleverly left a kick here. The Filipino, no way he's giving this back while he can even see it, so he's left him an edge. I'm a bit surprised at that, Tim, aren't you? Leaving him an easy safety.
Yeah, this was definitely quite an open chance to create a distance. That's, I mean, I would definitely like to put someone in this position. The distance is there. You're not having the jump cue. So you're pushing someone guaranteed to go multiple rails.
Good reply.
Wow.
Nice flick off
He-
the
he
two
gets-
as well.
He gets a little bit fortunate, but nobody is able to complain because, in my opinion, this is Estiola's fault. He lets Gerson get to the table with something he can get lucky on. And he hits the right side of the ball and gets a slightest of the roll. So, but then, similar thing. Like it's back and forth now, both kicking good. So I like to see that. But at this level, it's the slightest of mistakes that can favor you in the end.
Can he get in behind the three here, Tim? Or is it a little bit too touchy to judge?
I would be scared. I would be scared if you touch the 3 ball, you leave the 1 ball possibly in the side. So I might be looking at something else, unless you send the 1 ball down 2 or 3 rails and get the cue ball behind the 3. Create at least distance. Yeah, that's why he's choosing to at least get a different cover, and I think he's done really well. This is blocking more area at least.
I think he does have the edge of it though, Tim. He can run it, flick off it down behind the 7-10 by the looks of it. I think that's the plan. Very thin contact. Shot clock beep going off at 10 seconds. He's overhit it.
He did. Well, I don't think so. I think he actually played an excellent shot there speed-wise, which I thought Gerson nailed it, and he didn't. So
Yeah, he's got him, hasn't
he
he?
got a
Plum.
he got a piece of his own cocky there.
Switching to left. Well, what now, Tim, I wonder? Think I might know what's coming here. Extension called. Gets another 30 seconds to think about it. Well, now he's looking at thinning off of this. Cue ball down by the 2 ball. No, he's not. He's going to go the original way. Yeah, he was always going to be in trouble there, wasn't he?
Well, how well has he hit that mark? Really? I mean, even though he got in trouble, it was a good hit.
Yeah, he got put a lot of thought into it as well, Tim, didn't he, to make sure that the 1 was going to be slowed up by another ball. And this is really interesting stuff, this is, isn't it? Well, could be an opening now. He'd like to play this with a bit of left hand inside, but I'm not sure he can because he might be hooked on it slightly. Yeah, he was trying to double kiss it in. Well, he has. Not sure about that one, Tim. Not sure what he did there. Was he playing the double kiss safety?
Well, oh wow. He actually was trying to create the distance. This is really good. This is extremely good kicking. This is Pinoy style. We know that they are capable, but they have to show me every time, and he came up with the goods. And this is what I expected them both to do, is some good defense, good kicking. I know Gerson is good at the Dominican one ball, one pocket also. They are starting to experience more moving, and of course, like a Filipino, he look at how center ball he hit that.
The Predator bridge comes out. The gold head on it. 30 years anniversary, Tim, of Predator. I know you're a Predator sponsored player. What are you playing with at the moment?
The Throne series. Throne series. Very happy actually. I'm feeling really good. And the most interesting thing is I used to be playing with a Throne series radial, and because I used to play with the longer pins, and yeah, just recently I think around Derby they gave me the new cue, and I said, you know, like Unilock, you know, like everybody's always downing Unilock. And I started playing with them. And I said, listen, I actually have a good feedback with them. And I started to practice a lot of it, like you've seen on my socials too. Like I've been doing some drills and stuff. And I said, listen, I felt like there is a big improvement on them. So yeah, currently I've been very happy with my throne. And yeah, I'm just waiting to compete again. Definitely looking forward for the next 7-8 days. And look at this for a bump. This was so crucial. In the open positions, this Estiola is dangerous. The defense,
Well, you've
you
got
know,
the
he might have to learn some moves, but on the offense,
you've got the throne, Tim. You just need the crown now. You need to be crowned king to sit in the throne. Estiola then saving one set point, so to speak. It's going to narrow the gap to just one at 3-2. Let's give you some
yeah,
scores,
definitely a
guys.
good point. Mark
Francisco
White,
Bustamante.
definitely. You got me right on point there, Mark. Excuse me for bothering you, but you got me right on point. Go ahead.
What was you going to say? Go on. You're
Well,
the
I was
birthday
just
boy.
very happy
The
for.
stage is yours today.
I was just very happy that you were acknowledging, like, well, maybe it's time to get the crown. You know, maybe that is true. You know, just hopefully time will tell. In the meanwhile, plenty of other matches to come. I'm not in Vegas, so someone else will pick up the throne for sure. I mean, they play better than me, so let's enjoy the games. Ooh, I think he put a little bit more energy on that. I was gonna say he broke a little bit more firm. He's complaining, but the softer break he's been hitting has been so perfect. And now I felt like he put more into it. If you look at the balls, everything is more energetic instead of just making the one or the ball tracking to the side. So I'm not saying that could cost him the set, but the opening shot goes to Gerson. Definitely tricky to get from the 4 to the 5 ball, I would say. To get from the 2 to the 3, he's got a big area to land in, but to get the correct angle from the 4 to the 5 is definitely the tricky part.
his watchful eye on proceedings. There's a cool dude in the background there, look.
Well,
His New York hat.
Danilo Hebestreit, definitely one of the best European referees we have at the moment. We've been having him on many Euro tours. He's definitely a very recognizable face on the European tour. I mean, there is no doubt in my system that he should be in Vegas right now if we're trying to get solid referees. He's been a European certified referee for as long as I've been playing, and I've not even been competing as long as some of the best players, the biggest players, the longest players in the world. So he's been around for a while and he's got plenty of experience. So definitely nice to have him around the table.
There's that body movement that we were talking about earlier on. Lots of it there. It's just kind of a quirk of his. It's in his makeup. That's how he plays. A little bit like Alex Higgins back in the 80s. Great snooker player. If you never saw him, go watch some Alex Higgins on YouTube. Probably moved more than anybody. It was always just after he hit the ball. Super talented guy. So this to level it up and go, no, it's to take the set, I beg your pardon. He's got a spring in his step, the Peruvian. And I think overall he's deserved this first set. He's outplayed Mark Estiola in all departments so far. So I think Mark's going to take a break. He's going to take his glove off and nip out in between sets. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We'll leave you with a few words from our sponsors, guys. We'll see you in a couple of minutes for set number 2. Right back, guys. Just waiting for Mark Estiola. Gerson waiting patiently after winning that first set. 4 racks to 2. Table time just a slight advantage. And not much difference really in the POP. 857 to 821. Exactly the same on the break success as well. First shot after the break, identical. So not much to choose between them.
Mark did have one missed shot, which could be essential in the first set, so I'm surprised. He's been very flawless in the open situations, and look at this, making a ball on the break, open shot on the 1. Tricky thing is to get from the 4 to the 5 ball.
Yeah, 1 not a gimme either, Tim, is it? Distance pretty close to the rail. I think he can just hold the cue ball there. If he's dead straight in, literally just stop the cue ball, can't he, for the 2 into the same pocket. So it's a chance.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's not a hanger just because you're trying to play that center ball, and that center ball is pushing the 1 ball towards the long rail. There's throw induced on the ball. So you have to kind of aim a little bit more outside the ball to throw that into the corner, which he's obviously not trying to do because he wants angle on the 2. So it looked like, oh, if he just makes the 1 ball. But yeah, in the long haul, I can understand why he has missed the 1 ball. Ooh, that might not be good enough. He might be able to kick the 1 ball towards the short rail and play a little ticky. That means long rail, ball, and the long rail again to get behind the 7. The brown 7 ball. Yeah, he's looking at it. It's a small kick shot. Like, doesn't have to do too much. Just catch it half ball. Yeah, that's it. That is an excellent shot there from Estiola. He's gonna put some pressure on Gerson, and like you mentioned before, Mark, the only thing that can hold Gerson back is his little body English that he can put on the ball. So if you put a lot of pressure on him, like Mark is doing at the moment, I have a feeling that Mark can also put sincere pressure on Gerson, and everything could be more close, right?
He's taking the foul there, tying up the 9 and the 7 ball. I think he might be. We are playing 3 foul. I'm not saying that he's going to go for that, but there is a chance in future if he's through this run out, Tim, and he comes up against a problem, he can still play a hook as well and get him on 2 fouls. So it doesn't have to be consecutive shots, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I wouldn't mind it actually, because if I look at this layout, I'm not saying, hey, I'm gonna run this out, easy out, let's go. It's really tough to get from the 6 to the 7 ball.
Yeah, he's got an insurance policy, hasn't he, Tim? That's the point.
I just rather like to play safe early than later, because there's more traffic on the table. But he's looking like, well, I can get on the 7 to the side, so let's go. That's how he's looking. So if you feel that confident, why just not let go? No, just go at it.
Well, he could play this off the 8 ball to open up the position on the... Oh no, he's got the right angle anyway. I was thinking he could play it off the 8. But there's no need.
Well, I just don't... What is he playing? Is he playing for a bank on the 7? It looks really wide. You will have to make it very short from the angle where he was pointing at. Imagine him being too wide and being in trouble. I'm not a big fan so far, but I'm hoping for him to show me definitely otherwise. Like, he definitely got into the spot where he can make it short. It's very aggressive. I think he can make this short. That would be a killer bang though. This extreme inside, very smooth, pushing cue ball. But I wouldn't be surprised if he plays safe. Yeah, I was gonna say this is so tough. And good cue ball, no safety.
The 7 does go, I think, past the 9.
Ooh, so sensitive. The good news for him is that the 7 ball is a little bit out of the corner, so it's not an easy kick. But with how well the jump cues are nowadays, you see Estiola, he ran to the table with the jump cue. This is a high percentage one, just needs to get shape on the 8. And shape on the 8 he's gonna get.
Such a light grip there. I was just watching the backhand there, Tim, just looking for, you know, a few tips on the old jumping. I can jump, but not very accurately. What's the secret to jumping, Tim, if you could give us a few tips, and the people watching, what's the secret to a good jump shot?
Well, everything is about stability. So the more you move and the more bigger strokes you do, the less stability you have. So you're trying to get as smooth and as stable as you can, which is so tough to do. I mean, if you look at Federer when he's jumping, for example, we've been talking too much about jumps. I'm surprised to see him miss that. He didn't have to draw that all the way back. The youngster mistake, I would call that. I mean, didn't have to. Oh, it was tricky. It was a tricky angle he had. Just didn't expect that from the youngster. He's so good offensive style. Anyways, like we said on the jump shots, if you look at the best players in the world, they just don't move on the jumps, which is tough. When you're elevated, it's so tough to strike the ball and not move. And the more you elevate, the more difficult it gets to aim. So if you move at the ball, you're done. So yeah, Estiola so far has been making many jumps, but it's Gerson that extends his lead.
Yeah, first rack is done, and the first set is done also for Ralph Souquet. He's taken it against Joey Tate, the young American. And Ralph is 1-0 up in the second set as well. Juan Carlos Exposito is through to the last 32. He's beaten Tom Limor by straight sets 2-0. Hong Ming Tai is 1 up against Singapore's Sharik Saeed. They're into their second set now. Radislav Bebica from Poland has won his first set against your good friend Jose Alberto Delgado. More scores for you soon. One more quick one. Francisco Bustamante has lost the first set and he's 2-1 down in the second against another Pole, Mateusz Śnigoki. Back to this one, Gerson breaking off.
Yeah, not necessarily a bad break. Small, slight cut break, not with the biggest of power, but yeah, with the pace he's breaking, maybe could need a fuller hit. But yeah, in general, if you look at the spread, it's not much to complain about, just another ball going in. And Mark is already going down to play a safety, but it's not like I don't see a hanger safety. It's gonna hit it thin. Wow, this is super tough. And I don't know if people back home are realizing how thin he hit that one ball, but usually when you hit it thicker, it moves the one ball over to the corner. He's hit it that thin to not move the one ball over and get cover. He probably looked at it like it was a hanger, but I found that, or I find that a really extremely tough shot. So that was a tough shot, and especially for Gerson, the brown 7 ball is in between if he's trying to kick it 2 rails. So he's got the jump cue out, I think. Jump over the 7, 2 rails, 1 ball on the side possible.
Needed a little bit of luck there, didn't get it. This one ball is on. Straight away looking to see if the 2 ball will go. Past the 10 ball, I think it does. So not much to do with the cue ball here, positional wise. Tim, you should be okay here.
Well, you know what kind of move I pulled on that, you know. You know I already figured out that while twisting my head, I checked if the 2 ball went to the corner, and it does. So the 6 ball also does go to the side pocket. So there's a good chance here. Most of it is lined up. Ooh, this is a little bit in between. Not saying it's not impossible to do, but it's either straight on the 3 or a small angle, but you don't want to leave yourself too much angles. He's very comfortable in like just playing full stroke and letting the cue ball go, but it can bite you, it can catch you in the end, so just gotta be careful. Now, the 9 ball could be in the way a little bit to get from the green 6 to the brown 7. So it's very important to... Ooh, could be slow. Ooh. That's the thing, like, he's a good shot maker, but he's losing the cue ball quite a bit. So he's now not impossible to make the 6, but he has to do a lot of things with the cue ball. Could go still into the long rail and out with more draw. He's just been recovering really well, but I would start to get sweating there. That was a little bit scary. I mean, maybe that's just me, but if I would be playing Mark, that would be scary.
What, me?
Oh yeah, that was scary, don't you think?
That would be very scary playing me, no? So nicely on this 10 ball to level things up once again in this second set. It's a set he needs to win to stay in this year's tournament. Now then, it's not just this going on, lots of other action as well. American Junior Showdown is well into the tournament now, down to the semi-finals. We will know all 4 semi-finalists after the next match is up at 6:30 p.m. today. We also had the 1 pocket face-offs. Bustamante and Josh Filler were victorious over their opponents Tony Chohan and SVB respectively. We have this of course, we have the Women's Las Vegas Open starting on the 25th. We have the very, very fun tournament, the mixed Scotch doubles, that's coming up as well. The Women's Challenge of Champions, the world 9-ball champion, Christina Tkach, Rublin Armit is the 9-ball champion, 10-ball champion Christina Tkach. They are going to be going at it at 8, so 9-ball, 10-ball and 8-ball if it goes 1 set each. back to this one. Oh, I must, of course, sorry, Tim, to interrupt you once again. The Para Sport is going to be having an exhibition as well. Henrik Larsson and Charles are going to be going head-to-head in the Para Sport. Looking forward to that as well. Right, take it away, Tim, after that break.
I think that's a very nice mention you gave there. We should not be underestimating the Parasport Challenge. Absolutely not. I know Henrik very well. He's an excellent player, so I'm very looking forward to see him in the battle, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's up against Charlie.
yeah.
Charlie Hands is the guy he's playing. That's going to be a great match. I'm just checking to see when that is. It's actually on February the 24th. I believe that's tomorrow. So watch out for that, guys. It's all going to be on TV.
Monday, I would say. Yeah, Monday. But we got it. We'll be there for everyone.
I beg your pardon. I'm a day ahead. I'm, of course, in Thailand. 15 hours ahead of Las Vegas. It's, what time is it for me? It's 8 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm already into Sunday. Is it Saturday for you?
Well, I just turned into Sunday, but in Vegas it's still Saturday. So yeah, everything is a little bit mixed up. But in the
Very
meanwhile,
confusing, isn't it?
it is. So I can tell you all about it. In the meanwhile, we've got an interesting safety battle going on right now, and this one. You see, he likes to flick them balls and not move too much and just bring the cue ball back up. But that's where also the danger is of not having a beautiful strike. Like, he kind of sold out here. And, well, I don't see too much trouble. If he can get straight on the 6, that's the main thing. Like, 3 and the 4, he needs an angle on the 3, so he's got that. If he can get straight on the 6, straight enough on the 7, the 8 is nearby. It's just small little details. Like, of course, the break is always going to be in between of them. But besides that, it's just moving. It's just kicking, some safeties. And I like how offensive Estiola is. It's just been slowly out of shape here and there. Just trying to get as straight as possible on the 6 ball. Ooh, a little bit more angle. Might have to play stun right spin, so that means like stop shot and slight hands of right spin to go into the short rail and come back out for the 7 in the bottom left corner. Not too much draw, you don't want to hook yourself behind the 8, so you have to end up low, you see where he's pointing at, low on the short rail to come back out, but you have to check it just a slightest bit. Oh, and it was exactly where he was pointing at, so that's a good sign for him, because that means that he's starting to feel the cloth and the cue ball. And in general, when you see signs like this, that means that a player is starting to get comfortable. And I'm not saying that's a sign to overrun someone, but it's showing that possibly a lot of good things, a lot of runouts or great shapes are gonna be happening. But then he played the cue ball on the rail. This is a little bit tricky. Mark, what you think? On the rail?
I'm probably the worst player off the rail there is. I just don't know. I just go to pieces whenever I'm on the rail.
Well, he absolutely ginned that. Wow, super sensitive. He showed Mark White how to play from the rail. Sorry, Mark.
No, I'm enjoying this. It's like a lesson for me. I can't wait to get down the club later on today and hit a few balls. I might even see if I can pop the break a couple of times. This is your birthday.
Well, I didn't get to pop the break, but I tried a couple carrying shots, and they told me I still suck at the game, so I'd rather stick with pool. That's what happened, so I'm back in the booth. So Gerson 2-1 lead. I mean, so far, he likes to do that little body twitch here and there, but overall, he's been looking really solid. He's been putting pressure on Mark Estiola, I mean, not on Mark White, but also on Mark Estiola. I mean,
I'm just looking, Tim. Look at this Yalin sign, the Yalin logo on the right. Hopefully we'll see it again in a second or two. What a clever logo. I've never noticed it until just now. It's actually a player bending down playing a shot, isn't it? And the dot over the eye is the actual cue ball, or the head rather, of the player. Looks amazing. Hopefully we'll get to see that again in a moment, and I won't sound as crazy as I'm sounding at the moment, maybe, when you can see the picture as well.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to see it, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait, but it's not there. But I'd rather see Gerson breaking. Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish your sentence, and then just as you did, the referee put his arm in the way, so you couldn't see it. Oh, nice break, Tim.
Oh, one ball straight in the side. Shape on the 2 ball, but hampered by the 8. It will be a
Can I say something crazy? Can I say something crazy quickly? You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Call a 10.
Go ahead.
Call a 10 ball. You've got to call the 10 here, haven't you? Surely. No, not Gerson.
No. You might be able to get shape on the 3 to the side. You cannot do it, but I love it. But look at it. If you can play this shot, you know, why would you call the 10? Look at this for a shot. Jacked up over the 8. He said, let me just follow that cue ball, get straight on the 3. Played a brilliant shot there. He made it look easy. I mean, I'm not saying it's like, oh, wow, you know, that's incredible, but I'm saying that was easily missed. And he's starting to play a little bit quicker, and whenever he speeds up, that's where you see that he's starting to get more dangerous. So I'm starting to watch his pace, and the only thing I can look at for trouble is probably to get from the 8 to the 9, as the 9 doesn't go by the 10. A little bit longer on the 6 ball. Put quite some juice in there, body-wise. So now the main thing is he's still got perfect shape on the 7, so he can put himself in the perfect position to get from the 8 to the 9 to the short side, to the top side of the 9, from the 8 in the center pocket. But this is the shot that really puts him into that position. Yes, plenty of angle.
Played that confidently. This is for double hill. Impressive performance from the Peruvian. He's
Quite some
great, isn't
movement
he?
there, but he gets it done. He gets it done. He's straight on the 10, but wow, what a movement there.
He nearly had someone's eye out in the front row of the audience there with the tip of his cue. 3-1 then it is in the second set. Did you realise, Tim, I'm going to tell you something now. You and I, Fargo-wise, right, we have exactly the same numbers in our Fargo rate. You're a 750, I'm a 570. So we're not that far off, really. We've
No,
got the
it's
same
just
numbers.
one number. It's just,
Yeah, exactly, in the wrong place.
Yeah. No, I just want to say, if when I seen Gerson, it's been a little while, but when I played him at Derby, he, especially playing banks, he was executing so smooth. Where usually we're worried because he's moving around his body all over the time, but then he was striking the ball so smooth and so pure. I said, "Oh, this guy, like, he's not always that jumpy." So imagine whenever he gets more comfortable, I feel he's already a heck of a player. I'm more saying, wait for it when everything is getting there. That's what I'm saying. So I believe South America definitely has a player to root for. That's guaranteed. Well, he makes
Ball
it 10 on
down.
the break, but that doesn't count. Spots back up, maybe locks up the 3-ball.
Yeah, straight into the corner, Tim. That's unusual. No kicks. Just went straight in the corner.
Yeah, and the 1 and the 2-ball are quite far away from the 310, so will be tough to do something. I'm just thinking as I speak. I don't think I was not expecting him to open up the 3-ball from there. I might play safe. Why would you open up the 310 cluster if you have no shot after, or no guarantees?
Yeah, another good reason to play the hook here.
He made. Okay, he's quite aggressive here. He's choosing to open up the cluster, but trying to play a solid safety to still be in control. Which, I mean, there is no right or wrong. In this case, he is determining his own path. But I would not open up the cluster for my opponent. Decent shot, but has left an edge on the 3-ball. So he's giving Mark an edge to work with.
Tim Yonkman through by straight sets 2-0
Wow.
over Tuan An from Vietnam. I believe he's from Holland, right, Tim?
Absolutely. And he beat 2 great players. He beat Corey Duell and Mika Eminen to lose to Joshua Filler. And then, who did you say from, was it Vietnam?
Yeah, Tuan Han.
Yeah, so he beat Tuan Han. So that's actually some really strong opponents for a player that doesn't compete as much on this kind of stage. So that's a fabulous result for the guy from Eindhoven. Little shout out to Eindhoven, SPC Woensel. They make a lot of good players. A lot of players that are on the tour are actually did start there. So good to see that Tim is doing well. Little luck there for Gerson. He put his hand up. He knows that the cue ball kind of stayed low by luck, but not things you can look at. When you're a player, you're just looking at, I have another chance, I have another chance. Don't look at where your opponent get lucky, you know. You just look at the opportunities you have and not what yeah, whatever you get to the table is just whatever you get to the table. Don't look at luck and all that things. Only hurts you.
So Shnigoki has gone through straight sets over Francisco Bustamante. So Bustamante's Las Vegas is open. I'm not sure if he's playing in the doubles. Is he, Tim? Do you know? Did you see his name on the list?
I don't believe so. But he's also one of those players. He's very underrated, but he's won many European titles. So I did not see him on the list. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the list, but I did not see him play on the mixed doubles. So as far as I know, of course we could double check that, but I mean, there's quite some doubles on the list. So I mean, like I said, there's so many players also coming from Poland. So many good players that I can imagine some of them not getting a partner. I mean, there's just so many that can enter. I would say.
Yeah, I was actually talking about Bustamante because his tournaments are over now, aren't they? Unless he's in the doubles, of course. I wasn't sure if Bustamante is playing in the doubles.
I thought Snigochki. No.
I'm going to check.
Bustamante.
You carry on with the analysing, and I'm going to do a little bit of research. For
yeah,
the fans.
you just do the lists, and I just talk pool, I guess. Well, there's not much to say from here, actually. Ooh, it's making things a little bit funny here. Cut on the 6. As long as he cuts it a little bit thinner, he's making sure he doesn't scratch in the corner. And a 2-rail shape on the 7 to the side. Well, he played a brilliant speed on that to get from 7 to 8. This is to seal the deal. Great shape on the 8, 1-rail shape. Into the long rail and out, center of the table to get to the 9.
Well, if Mark Estiola does lose this, which is looking very, very likely, he still has interest in the mixed Scotch doubles because he's teaming up with none other than Cesca Centeno. Now that is a really interesting doubles partnership, isn't it? Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that event overall, to be honest. And Mika Immonen is playing with Caroline Powell in that part of the WPBA tour. Caroline Powell. Gerson is teaming up with Soledad Ayala from Argentina, so South American duo. He's given the 10 ball. Mark Estiola just didn't really get into that match, did he? Gerson played very, very well. He's a fidgety, fun guy to watch. Bundles of energy, great potter. Lots of movement. We get a little bit of a dance every time he plays a shot as well. Didn't have to play the final 10, but Mark up out of his chair to congratulate him. So the birthday boy, Tim de Ruyter, and myself will be back at 6:30 with some junior showdown action. Laz Martinez will be up against Adrian Prasad. That's coming up on this table at 6:30 p.m. local time in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for your company, guys. We'll see you very, very soon. Say goodbye, Tim.
Be there or be square.